Hello and welcome. Yig here. Today we're looking at Nomad Idle. This is an idle game that's we looked at it a little bit back in playtest format. This is the demo just came out today, and since I enjoyed it, I figured I'd jump in and we'd take a look at it again. So if you like the gameplay you see here, there will be a link to the Steam page in the description. And if you want to help the channel grow, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. So normally, I tried to put a little more space, but in this case, this was kind of going in like almost every 3 months. So it's going to be like, we'll probably do another video when it first comes out. So this idle game, in this game, you can attack. So you can like make your little dude go to a much higher level. And, but you do not direct him. He does all of that himself. Give me one moment. Okay, back. Sorry, had to sneeze. So doesn't really have it does have, we're actually, I have been playing for a little bit. As you can see, the runtime here is about 4 hours so far. And the reason that I did that was I wanted to get to a point where it counted some of my time from the playtest. So I'd say this was only about 2 hours, maybe 3, no, probably 3. So what we're going to be doing though, is we're going to be doing the first Ascension, and then we've been playing a little bit in the beginning. Now, Ascension, you lose all your stat points and your summon stat points, materials, coins, all that stuff, passive skills, all that. But we keep all our unlocks, our events, and we get some points to spend on this tree. We'll do it. These first two points don't seem super strong. So we're going to grab that, though. And we're going to grab that. And I think that'll cover all of ours. So we get more damage, though. So that should actually be really good. And the bestiary lock feature would be interesting to see. All right, so let's jump in here. Let's collect this. We haven't done unique events with him yet, but I'm tempted to grab the cultist here. Ascend the first time to unlock that character. Okay, let's do that then. Let's grab the cultist. Oh, hold on. Yeah, we should be able to grab the cultist. There we go. Story completed. Story completed. We could stay with that. You know what? Let's stay with the basic guy. All right, Ascension tree we've already gotten through. All right, let's stay with the basic guy, because that way, if you play this demo, you'll have something to look forward to, looking for the cultist. All right, so now in here we've claimed this. Now I made a mistake, and part of my run time being so long was not. Remember, I wasn't paying attention to this. I thought this was like a speed indicator or something. It's actually a reward multiplier. The higher level you go, you get more rewards. So once you've hit 50 levels, you've cleared 50 levels on that, your reward multiplier for any time you're in that area is 7 times. So that way you can, oh yeah, we're Sir Weak Sauce here right now. All right, let's put that in strength. Okay, we gotta get a couple in wisdom. The reason for that is, let's go all the way up to 10. We need to be able to have our drop 2 in each of those. 6. I think we'll go. I think we'll go with the other 4 right here. Now, that'll give us a good start here. When you come back, we do have a lot of stuff already done, like our masteries of the end things, like our skill levels. They get reset, but like the mastery points that we got with those passive skills, they work. Now, what I was saying about that was I wasn't realizing this, and so I was spreading myself out amongst the maps, doing a lot of quests, which is fun. Let's see. Okay, so that was the only one we did a 50 on. What I did want to point out, though, was that it really did make a difference. I should have restarted down to level 1 more. And if I had done that, because you can kind of restart the stage just by going to the map, and like if we wanted to restart the stage, we would go here. It'll drop us to 1. But then if I'm going through and I'm doing this place and I'm trying to get everything set up, I get better drops, even if I have to drop back down. So you kind of want to loop in one spot long enough to get that higher multiplier, because that'll help you upgrade all your equipment. You also keep your equipment. So all the levels we did for our equipment in the last run, we keep all that. So that's really nice. All right, let's go ahead, and we've got 9 points. Which one was okay? Let's get that up there. We'll get that there. So far, we'll be good. Now, we'll be hopefully diving a little bit deeper this time. But like I said, that gives you a lot of materials for these. And the multipliers staying is really good. So we'll get a whole bunch of more upgrades that we hadn't previously got. We do have to go back up in levels, though. Because we went from like level 75 to level 33. That is a tiny little drop. But we're already, you know, decently building up some ascension points and things like that. There are mission objectives. We have more stats to allocate. There we go. So yeah, it ends up being, it's a pretty chill idle game, pretty fun. The interesting thing, I do want to see what our pet. Okay, so our pet keeps his level, but not the points over here that you pay for with these. So like if we wanted to, we could go like this to all of those. So you don't keep those in between. Okay, that works, that works. We're still getting a ton of materials, like real fast. And our XP per minute is pretty darn good. So yeah, that being the first reset. I wonder how often you want to reset in this one. Usually in these games, they kind of have like almost a pace of like, oh, you should be resetting after you get X. By the way, one thing I will say about your equipment levels is all of this stuff that you spend in here does affect how much you have. You have to actually physically have this level of material for the ascension. If you don't, if you spend your stuff, it will actually reduce this and remove points. I actually did that right before we ascended because I was checking to see if it would. So I built a whole bunch of stuff, like upgraded a whole bunch of stuff, which I still need to do. But I upgraded a whole bunch of them, and I went from like 4 ascension points to 2. And some of the ascension points do quite a bit. Like the damage increases actually quite a bit. Like 20 points is a significant chunk of damage, especially in the beginning levels. All right. Movement speed, crit chance, evasion is always good. Damage over time tick speed. We could just crank this up. And then hopefully we will start to get ready to go into one of the harder areas again. I figure this is a good place to gain our initial levels, though, because we have plenty of multiplier here, and then we can start working on, see if we can't get to 50 in one of the other ones. The second one, I feel like we should be able to get to 50 in no matter what. See, because if we know where we putter out in this one, like right here, we're at 33, we're starting to get a little overrun. Not much, but a little bit. That's why I'm pumping damage too, by the way. Because this will oftentimes in this game fix your problem. Although you do tend to get up there and get the you tend to get the strength capped out real fast compared to everything else. Yeah, we're already back up to 24. I think it was a 28 in the last one, so yeah, you do get a lot of stuff, and keeping those multipliers means that like doing your resets is actually not going to be too bad. All right, let's see here. We're getting. I think I could have gotten to 50 if I'd done one more run before I reset on the second area. And that's, I wouldn't say it's all off stats, but a lot of it is off of inventory equipment stats. So we have 2. I think we're going to go with some mana, because as we go up in levels, mana regen is going to be meeting more and more and more and more. We did lose all our materials, which is a bit of a bummer, because I did forget to spend these. I forgot to spend these, and those are one of the materials that I don't ever seem to have enough of. So, but we're getting good levels here on this, and like I said, we're going to change over to a different map here in a moment. All right. We're at 40. 40 is not too bad. Like, that's actually pretty good for just jumping back in, that we can already get up to 40 on here. That is your incremental. Let me get there a nice even number on that. All right. Yeah, I do like that it keeps a lot of this stuff and kind of just lets you go farther and farther and farther. I wonder what all game modes are going to be in the full release. Actually, I don't know if it's going to go full release or early access. It already has a decent chunk of content. Like, I have this special map that I found that I unlocked through one of the challenges, and there's a whole bunch of challenges. And these, like, okay, so 5 stat points for getting the overrun village to 50, which is what we'll probably be doing next. Rat's Nest at 30 would actually not be too bad either. Let's see here. Let's see if we can loop. I want to see if I can loop this one, and then... how many do I got? I think we'll go there, because with extra health and health regen is going to help. That'll help keep us alive, at least for a little bit. Plus, having all that mana regen is going to really do nice. But we do have good mana regen because we have a fairly okay set of clothes. All right, we only got 2 more levels. That's not bad. Let's kill some things to make it go faster. I actually... Oh, hey, I'll take that. These kind of games are always interesting to me because it depends on how, like... I've played some, like, idle incremental games, and I guess I would say in the... I don't know if they're all like this, but a lot of them seem like they're just menu simulators. And that's coming from a person who, for a game jam, once made a menu simulator. Hey, we looped. Okay, now, let's go ahead and spend our 2. Go there. Let's go ahead and change our map. Let's go to the Overrun Village and see if we can't hit that 50. Now, see, here, I was so confused, too, because I kept seeing the thing. I'm like, why am I not... So since this is our first run, we won't make very much materials at all because we won't have our multiplier. But if we can cap it to 50, then we get to keep that persisting through resets, which would be really good. Plus, this is the area that drops the that one material, the ore that I have, like, just I am always starving for. But we do have good damage and everything, even going in without any multipliers. It is definitely, you can see down there, it is way slower on the, let's go buff our, where is my mouse? I lose my mouse in this game so much. I need, like, comically big mouse. Let's go ahead and add that. Give them all just a tiny bit of boost. Power will go there. We'll get those nice even numbers. I'll probably do 6s and everything still. Yep, there we go. Okay, there we go. That should work perfect. Our little fox companion can do a little more work. It is technically an idle game, so I can understand why you can't speed it up, because that would sort of... that would defeat the purpose. So yeah, it's cool, and I like that everything, each individual level, like when you're in here, like when you're looking at the levels, they each have their own drops, and so there's a reason to play each area. And you know, right now, getting those to 50 seems to be the one of your big things, because then you get your biggest multipliers, and then that multiplier allows you to collect way more, so you can do better ascensions. Our skills are going up pretty okay. I think I probably should have... Yeah, I feel like if I was playing it again, I would beat this on the first... On the 0 ascension, like at least the first 2 levels. Probably just the first 2 levels, because I think the third one, you're probably going to be interested in getting... But yeah, I'd probably beat those first 2 levels. Which will require a little bit of farming for the equipment. Like right now, we have to farm up everything. We don't... Some of this stuff, like this, we're getting it, but it's slow. I want to get this. So I need way more of that ore, which is good why we're in here, because... Alright, okay, that one's gone. So we upgraded that one to full, so now that'll just stay over there. So that'll work. Still, level 9 is not too bad. Ah, yes. I think I got some okay sleep today. For anyone who's remembers my struggle with sleep that I constantly talk about, I actually got some okay sleep today. I was pretty happy with it. It was kind of nice. I think I slept almost 6 hours. So that was like that's a pretty good long time. It is. I feel a little bit less tired. Like, I know 6 hours doesn't sound like much to some people, but would you normally only get like 4 hours of sleep a day most of the days? 6 hours becomes pretty good. Oh, we need a little assistance here. Ah, I lost my mouse. There it is. I need like comically large mouse here. That's what I need. I need the comically large mouse so that I can sit there and be like, okay, that's where it is. It's giant and purple. Because now if we loop, if we go down at any point at this point, we start to get our multiplier going on. We'll at least have like a 2x, which would speed up our thing here, our gathering. So it's probably not a bad idea. I wonder if it's a good idea to just let it like take the death if you start getting stacked up on instead of pushing too much farther forward. Well, I guess that would matter depending on like how much you're going to pay attention to it. Like, since we're actively playing right now, we can cause them to go deeper and get a bigger multiplier. But I always wonder on the first ones, it's a catch-up multiplier. That's actually what makes it a little different. Because normally in idle or incremental games, the first like ascension is almost the most important one because it gets you that first multiplier separate from your normal run stuff. In this one, since it's based off levels, and it's a catch up to the highest level mechanic, would it be better to go for the deepest run you can on your first one? Or would it be better to go like, I wonder which way would be more efficient. If it would to go really deep on your first one, or to just let it go to where you're resetting a little earlier than you might have possibly been able to, but you're already working with the multiplier. Because that's kind of my question. I think what we're going to do is we're going to let ourselves cake it here, and we'll figure it out right then. There is going to be a small time skip because I have to sneeze. Oh, wait. No, I want that. That's good. I'll take that in coins. All right, there'll be a small jump in the gameplay because I really have to sneeze. All right, sorry about that. I really had to sneeze. Okay, we're starting to get overrun, so I'm hoping we're gonna go down here. You didn't miss anything very interesting. It was mostly just him running around killing everything. Okay, we have one unused stat point, and we're gonna keep that banked right now. Because here's what I want to know. As soon as I die, we're at 3.9697, slowly trucking up. We're going to be about 4K per second. So if we die and it restarts, that's what I'm wondering. Like, does it affect experience? That's the test here. Because if it does, then you kind of want to jump out and push forward in smaller increments because you'll actually end up going faster that way. Because your reward structure will have more impact on you. Which is the normal thing. But like I said, since it's tied to levels cleared, I don't know what your first run should look like. If it should be as deep as you could dive, or, hey, I want to hit like 10 and then come back, and then I've got a 2 times multiplier that'll get me to 20 and then come back, have like a 3 times multiplier, something like that. That's kind of an interesting. I'm always interested in how people program their different stuff, because a lot of different games have very vastly different math on how to, especially in the incremental games. You can see, and how you do the math in this style game is just absolutely bonkers. Okay, here we go. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna wait until we hit 5K per minute, because that's gonna be easy to see. All right. So 4, We're going to wait till we hit 5K, and then we're going to switch maps. And then we're going to switch back, which will restart us back at first level, which is going to chunk it down a little bit. But it should give us an idea within, since we're only at the early stages, since this is just 17, it should give us an idea if XP is affected by your multiplier. Because if it is, you really do kind of want to reset every... You'd probably get a faster start by resetting every 10 to 15 levels at that point. All right, we're on... Well, no, we're at... XP does matter from what's attacking, how much is attacking you. Unfortunately, we seem to be in an area that didn't have a whole lot of stuff either. All right, let's see though. That would be this will be easy to get back to if that multiplier is, if that multiplier does exist for. Let's go. Do we want to go to level? Yeah, we can go to level 20 and do that. Because I imagine it's probably in the 10 increments. I would imagine. That would be it, or we might even, or we will go to 20, or until he falls down, one of the two. He looks pretty sturdy though, so I don't think he's gonna fall down before 20, which is a pretty good sign. Like, I mean, that means that we've already like recovered a huge amount. I'm looking at the stat points and I'm like, no, I want to spin you, but not quite yet, not quite yet. Okay, we got 5K. 5K is what I wanted to know. All right. Because we're going to be here for a while if we don't. So let's go to the Perdot Coast for a brief second. And then right back to the Overrun Village. Now we have a 3 times multiplier. We're at 2.9K, 2.4K. I am entirely sure that your multiplier does affect your XP. So, that being the case, then yeah, having the occasional reset is probably going to work out better for you. Because you'll have... quite a bit more XP. I mean, obviously we have to get up into the teens to really be able to compare. But I think from what I'm looking at and my interpretation here, I would say that we're gonna find that we have way more XP than 5K by the time we get into the teens. But it's only one way to find out. All right. Yeah, this game is very fun, even if you're... It's honestly... I was sitting there talking to somebody earlier and just had to watch it playing, and I was just, like, listening to them and zoning out to this. So, it could actually be pretty fun to just kind of chill with, too. We're not quite in the teens yet, but we are at 4.9, 4.2, 4.3, so we're actually... maybe? I don't know. If it is, I mean, 3 times is not a huge multiplier to begin with, but it should be a noticeable multiplier by the time we get up there. We were at 17, so I don't want to add any stats because I don't want to change the balance for that. We will as soon as we can, though. Okay, yeah, so we're at 5.4 at this point. And we were hovering and bouncing around occasionally, up and down, especially depending on which area of the map we're in. Seems like some of the areas facilitate a lot more enemies coming in on you fast. I turned the enemy count up in the menu, but I think it only gives it a maximum cap. I don't think that changes the amount of enemies that spawn, just the amount that can be alive right now. Oh yeah. Look, we're going way higher than we previously did. Even if it's not like insanely higher. That's a we probably could have. So maybe it's 5. Let's see. If 50 is 7. What an odd multiplier. Like, that's the only thing my brain can say. What an odd multiplier. So it's not worth triple experience, but it's definitely worth... You're still worth more experience for doing this, because we're already up to 8K. And we're at 5, so it's not tripled. But it's definitely increased. And that means you'll get levels faster, so you'll be able to get deeper into it because of your levels as well. Oh, this Ascension stuff is expensive. By the way, I wanted to point that out. Like 100K of each of these materials It takes a while. On my previous one, I'm sure there'll be multipliers in the tree, because if you look at the ascension tree, which we will for just a brief moment, if you look at the ascension tree, there's like 2 sections that are unlockable, and I think we go all the way up till like here before we get like XP somewhere up there. Oh, there it is. So I mean, there's a lot to it. That 100K, that can feel. It would take on the previous one. It took. Okay, we are at 17 and we're at 8.5. So yeah, we went up about 3,000 XP per minute by doing that reset at 17. That's a fair chunk. Let's use those stat points now so they stop waving at me. Yeah, we'll take these cooldown reduction. Cooldown reduction is really nice because you use all your abilities faster. So yeah, that's not bad at all. The one thing I will say is that because you keep your equipment, there's not a lot of inventory messing around that you have to do in later runs. So it's more pure on the field action as you go up, which is not necessarily a bad thing, just pointing that out. I think we're gonna keep pumping insight. So I found insight works pretty well. Because it's your he's casting one of your things too when he attacks. So you tend to get a little bit. He casts our click that does a bunch of damage, and that boosts your pet's damage by a lot. So yeah, I wonder what the breakpoints are. The breakpoints would have to be, let me see, over here. Let's go be bad at math. Because that's a weird breakpoint. Like, no matter how my brain looks at that. Yeah, because that would be like every 7.14 levels. So you would be. So you see, the problem with the 0.14 the point is, does that mean that you would break point at every, that you would want to like jump out every 7 levels to take advantage of the multiplier in your next one, which would mean 21, or is this rounding? Is it rounding down always, or is it rounding to the nearest? So if it's rounding to the nearest, then at a certain point you're going to have to add 1 to your 7 increment. But if it's round down always, then it would be every 7 levels. Yeah, no. That's such a weird number. Such a weird division. I'm so confused. No, I have no idea why that's hanging in my head. I mean, that works. It kind of gives you a little bit of info about it, but yeah, like, these souls rack up fast and stuff. So when you're doing the reset, it doesn't seem like it's not really a painful thing, even when you're doing this one. But for this one, like I said, it took me about 2 loops of level 50 on the first map to get that. Oh, no, I want that. I don't know what it is, but I want it. Because you're not an even number. So yeah, you would definitely want that. So we would want to, so optimally, and we can even test this, it looks like we could probably die here shortly. So what we're going to do here is we're going to push into, that's where we'll call the video there too. We'll push into level 21 and then we'll restart. We'll jump maps out and jump in. We've got to beat 21. I have to remember that though. We do have to beat 21 to make that work. Because that would be 3, and it's a 0.14. We'd still be in the round down zone. Because that wouldn't quite make it up to above 0.5. Still, if the bonus is there already, at least for those first 3 breakpoints, you'd be like, oh, okay, this works. I'm not good at math, but I'm always fascinated at how the different ways the math can be done in like incremental games to have different effects. Like you have some incremental games where you're kind of... Ooh, very nice. Ooh, that was a big chunk of experience. Nice. All right. Let's go distribute our point. I think we're going to distribute our point into that. We clicked everybody out of existence. Yeah, like I said, I'm actually not good at math at all. Like I'm very slow to do math, I have to think my way through it. Like I can do it, but it's slow and agonizing and no one wants to watch me do it, trust me. But I'm always fascinated with how they do the math in which games. Like games use a lot of math, like tons of math. Math is probably like, if you're doing anything, sometimes including graphics, like 90% of the gaming things you can program or be involved in gaming require math in some form or another. Even like simple small stuff tends to require some math. Making good textures for 3D models requires good math. Like there's so much math in games, it's crazy. So it's always interesting to me to see how did they implement or do there. I keep forgetting to click on those because I'm talking. So I'm always interested in how did they get the math to where it is. Okay, there we go. We've completed stage 21. So let's go ahead and jump to the Perdot Coast again. And then we'll jump right back. I probably could have hit the 50, but honestly, yeah, we do. Because look, we're at 4. So at least the first up to 21 are in increments of 7 on this one are the breakpoints. So if you're near one of those, you'd want to click to it. And then start getting you your multiplier up there pretty big. And once your multiplier gets up there, then you start getting like sufficient amounts of metals that these like, I need to unlock that one, but you start getting sufficient amount of minerals that these like thousands required don't really seem as bad. Go ahead and do you, so you can do that. So yeah, now we know our multiplier seems to be in about 7-digit increments. That could actually be pretty good, like I said, if you're just pushing into the next one. So I will continue talking forever if I don't stop this now. So thank you for watching. This has been Nomad Idle again, and there will be a link to the Steam page in the description. The demo is up now, and the game is coming out, I think, March 25th or something around there. And so if you enjoyed this, I hope you come back for the next one. And most of all, as always, I hope you have a great day.